So I just got back from Montreal, the city of brotherly French, home of the Montreal Canadiens, but not home to any Genesis or Phil Collins records. Spoiler alert, I'm going to take you with me and visit some record stores in Montreal. I was pretty disappointed. I didn't find anything. Maybe they're just not big Phil Collins and Genesis fans, or maybe they're very big Phil Collins and Genesis fans, and they hang on to their records and they don't send them to used shops. My bad. Sorry, Montreal. Come to think of it, maybe you are big fans of Phil and Genesis and you just don't give away your stuff. But anyway, we found one thing. Well, we found a couple things, actually, that were pretty cool. Two things that I've never seen before, which is really cool. I'll show you in a sec. And then one thing I brought home. Okay, so let's head out downtown Montreal. We're going to go and find a record store. I think there's 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Nice shoes, man. So, I never have high hopes. This first one here, I stumbled upon. It was a bit of a walk. This was a great store, but not a lot of Genesis. It was packed full of amazing records. It was very hot, no AC. But I didn't have too much time to look at some other records. But it also was a bookstore, which is really cool. Now, a lot of the books were in French, but I wasn't shopping for books. I was looking for records. So I'm looking all over for prog and for G. And for C, I finally find some Peter Gabriel, but not anything, just Genesis. There's a copy of Duke, and then a copy of Trick, and that's it. Oh, and then Acting Very Strange, which I don't own. I should have grabbed that. That was it, man. That was it. A great store, but that was it. Beautiful little walk. I had to go really far for this next store, but this one was cool and found some pretty cool stuff. Luckily for me, they had a progressive rock section, and you don't often see progressive rock sections, but when you do, you know you're in for some Genesis for sure. So we start off with some Steve Hackett, and then just looking through some of this other stuff, and sometimes they put the Phil Collins stuff here. I'm not sure if they did in this case, but we're digging for Genesis. Okay, so a copy of Nursery Crime, Foxtrot. We're seeing the usual suspects, right? Shapes. BBC, I have not seen. Is that a new copy? I think that's a new copy. I have not seen a BBC copy. Now, what is this? I need you to help me out here. So this says Tonight, Tonight, Tonight. It was pretty flimsy. We'll just check out what we have before we look at that other disc. A nice copy of Alley-Cat. Great shape. Tempted by that. And then we had 2 copies of Spot the Pigeon, which I believe one was blue and one was black, which I have both, so I don't need them. Yeah, that was 12, I think. Duke, a new copy of Selling England, and another copy of Acting Very Strange. I should have taken that as a sign. Okay, so tell me if you know anything about this interview disc. Because it doesn't have Tonight, Tonight. It has side 1, questions and answers. Side 2, just answers. So here's my thinking. They used this in the old radio days where the host of the local city or the local radio station would ask a question, and then the band would answer it. So it would sound like you're actually interviewing the band in the studio. And so you could have the host of your local radio station sound like they're interviewing Genesis talking about the single Tonight, Tonight. Here's a copy of the shorts or the longs. I think that's the shorts. On tape, which I have. Same with No Jacket Required. That was all the Phil and Genesis stuff I found on cassette. But I have those. Then we head over to the CDs, and this was kind of interesting. This is I thought this was maybe unopened, and I couldn't see the price. Even though it says $6, I wasn't sure if that was an old price, but this is Serious Hits Live in the original Digipack cardboard casing, which was really cool on CD, and it also came with the booklet. So I was really tempted by this because I don't think I have the booklet anymore, and I don't think I have the box anymore. I have to dig really deep. I bet you I do. But I thought, you know what, this is nice. I hadn't seen it in a while. It was in excellent condition. I'll show you some of the insides of it. Really nice looking thing. So I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to maybe pick this up if it is cheap. At first I thought it was like $32, but I think I was reading the thing wrong because I don't include the CD with it. But it's great. Do any of you have a copy of this? I think it's great. I have this. I've done a whole review on this. I have this on cassette and VHS and DVD and on vinyl. 2 copies on vinyl, the original and then the repress. One of my favorite albums. It's a little hits heavy, which is, I guess, the point. but it's I love it. It's a great era, and it was a great tour. Let's see if we can put that back in the bag there, buddy. Now, here is something else interesting. Not these Phil CDs, but as before I left, now 45s. I can't look at 45s. I did as quickly as I can, but they're never organized. And even though these are a good price, I have to look for Atlantic. I have to look for Atco. I have to look for Charisma. It's just too difficult, you know? Now, here's something interesting. I haven't come across this in a CD store, and I like to check the Genesis CD section, but the Platinum Collection, the double disc, it's basically like the Turn It On Again hits, but totally expanded with a lot more songs. Songs like Home by the Sea and some more of the early Peter Gabriel stuff. And so I was really tempted by this, but here was the issue. This CD case, really good shape, nice box. I don't own this. I would have loved to listen to it in the car. I think it's a 3-disc set. My issue with it was $18, and I just couldn't bring myself to purchase it for $18 because, I don't know, I think that's probably close to what it costs when it came out, you know, probably 20 something. And I just feel like I'm getting robbed a little bit because it's used and nobody would pick up an old Genesis CD. So I feel like I shouldn't have to pay such a high price for it. I'm being a snob. I think I'll wait. I'm going to wait to catch it. And this is what I love about record stores. Even that interview disc would have been really awesome to get. I could have pretended I was interviewing Phil Collins in the band. But for $30, I'll wait to stumble across it for $5. And the same thing with that Platinum Edition CD. I'll just wait to find it. Had to look real quick in the 12-inch section. You know I love 12-inch singles. I'm still looking for a big 12-inch version of Invisible Touch. I'm also looking for maybe Abacab and Misunderstanding. Yeah, that's all I think I need. Maybe some more. Had some music books. Always, you know, it'd be nice to find an old Genesis music book, but no such luck. Okay, so I got one thing. I'll show it to you at the end of this video. But let's go and see if we can find one more record store here in Montreal. You know, for the city of culture, this is a tiny bit disappointed in their record showing. This was a cool shop, mostly metal and punk, really, really beautiful places. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I was disappointed in the music selection as a whole, maybe a little bit, but more so just disappointed in the Genesis Phil Collins showing, which is okay. It's all right. You know, maybe it just doesn't have that demographic there. That's fine. So again, nice to have a prog rock section, and we'll go through this section here real quick and see if we can stumble across anything from Genesis, but it doesn't look like it. I found out just after this flip here that the Genesis section and Peter Gabriel section is elsewhere in the pop and rock section, which is a tiny bit confusing. Always hoping to find like a bootleg, you know, just that feeling, the very last thing. You're like, what is this? We do find a bootleg in a second. I'll show it to you. It's a weird one. Okay, so we find the Genesis section, finally. Not Gentle Giant. No, thank you. Nope. Now tell me, are you familiar with this? Have you seen this before? BBC Sessions 1970, Night Ride, and Genesis Plays Jackson. So I just found out, I did a little bit of researching before editing this video. This record is from 2021, and it has a lot of the tracks that we would get on the new BBC release, the official release. But this is, I believe this is a bootleg. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure this is a bootleg. I don't remember the price, but I'll give you a little spoiler alert. I did not take this home. I think we're in the 30 range for this, 28, 30. I forget now. Let's just take a look at some of the other Genesis records. A pretty decent showing. Again, that's a blue copy. You can see by the blue sticker. Always have to check when you get 3 sides live. I got to check side 4 because I'm looking for the continuation of the old stuff on the live record, but no such luck over here. And a couple Peter Gabriels. But anyway, that Genesis one, you got to let me know if you guys have that, what it sounds like. I wasn't too interested in it because it was really expensive. It looked super hideous too. That's really ugly artwork. And I just don't really need bootlegs from that era. I like bootlegs from the actual era. Anyway, this was fun. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I mean, let me know if you did see that that Genesis interview thing anywhere. Let me put my mic on so I can show you what I took home. How's that? Is that okay? Drum roll, please. This was all that I bought. I didn't buy the interview disc because it was too expensive, but I did buy this copy of Serious Hits. Even though I do have a copy of this, I don't know if I have the box still, nor the booklet, which is kind of cool. And it was $6, and I kind of felt like I'm filming in there. I should probably buy something. I've always wondered, why is the color of this kind of purplish? And then like this is kind of yellow. I talked about that on the Serious Hits tour, didn't I? When I did the review of this album, because the VHS is in this color and the DVD is in this color. And then the vinyl and the outer casing is in this color. Anyway, this is all in really good shape, very good shape. Let's take a look at the disc. No trouble there. Everything looks really good. I have no complaints. It's a really nice, you know what? I think I'll keep this copy in the car, or maybe I'll keep my bad copy in the car, or my older copy, and then this nice little booklet here. I honestly, yeah, I was disappointed. I was disappointed. Did you see anything in that video that I should have grabbed? I don't know anything about that interview disc. If you know anything about that, please let me know. That would have been really cool to check out. It would have been cool to listen to, but I mean, those are the kind of things, and it didn't have a record in it, which is weird, or maybe it was behind the counter, but those are the kind of things that are, if you find them for $5, $7, that's fun. But for $30, gosh, that's getting a bit steep. And it's an interview, right? You're gonna listen to it once out of curiosity, but then never again. So thanks for coming with me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm sure we'll go record shopping again in the near future. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you let me know if you enjoy going record shopping? I don't know, like maybe you don't. I've got another carnival fair flea market I'm gonna go to later this summer. But let me know if you'd rather me just stay at home here and talk about Genesis and Phil Collins and not spend any money. You know what we'll do? I think we'll give this away. I think we'll do a giveaway at some point. Maybe if we launch a Patreon in the next couple of months, we'll do a giveaway with this and we'll get people to sign up for something, because this will be fun to own, right? An original copy from the 90s. Anyway, let me know.